The desolate landscape of the dimensional void stretched endlessly under a bruised purple sky, the very air vibrating with the tension of imminent violence. Heat waves distorted the horizon, turning the jagged mountain peaks into shimmering ghosts of rock and dust. Goku stood on a precipice of obsidian stone, his orange eye fluttering violently in a wind that smelled of ozone and burning ozone. He wiped a smudge of dirt from his cheek, his eyes locked on his opponent, a thrill of pure combat ecstasy racing through his psionic blood. Opposite him, standing amidst a crater of his own making, was Saitama, the Cape Baldy, looking tragically bored as he picked at a loose thread on his yellow glove. This place is sturdy, Goku shouted across the divide, his voice echoing with the confidence of a warrior who has challenged gods. I can finally go all out without worrying about destroying the Earth, so don't hold back on me. Saitama sighed, a sound that carried the weight of 1,000 disappointing fights, and replied that he really hoped this wouldn't make him late for the Saturday bargain sale at the supermarket. Without another word, Goku vanished, reappearing instantly in front of Saitama with a fist wreathed in blue energy. The impact of the punch did not connect, as Saitama tilted his head to the left by a millimeter, letting the shockwave disintegrate the cliff face behind him. "You are fast," Saitama commented dryly, finally taking his hands out of his pockets as the ground beneath them pulverized into fine sand. Goku grinned, back-flipping into the air and launching a volley of ki blasts that rained down like a meteor shower of pure destruction. Saitama swatted the energy balls away with casual slaps, each deflection creating explosions that rivaled nuclear detonations. The sheer pressure of their sparring match began to tear the fabric of the dimension, creating cracks in the sky that revealed starry voids beyond. Suddenly, a sonic boom shattered the rhythm of their battle, a sound distinct from their own power. A streak of red and blue light descended from the heavens, crashing between the two fighters with enough force to halt the tectonic shifting of the planet. Dust cleared to reveal Superman, floating inches above the molten ground, his red cape billowing majestically in the updraft. "I heard the disturbance from 3 universes away," the Man of Steel announced, his arms crossed over his massive chest, eyes scanning the 2 warriors. Goku lowered his guard, sensing the immense, sun-like energy radiating from this newcomer, and asked if he was here to join the training session. Saitama squinted at Superman, asking if the underwear on the outside was a fashion statement or a tactical choice. Before Superman could respond to the critique, the gravity in the area suddenly increased 1,000-fold, forcing even these titans to brace themselves. The purple sky turned pitch black, and a bolt of dark, corrupt lightning struck the highest peak of the wasteland. From the smoke emerged Vegeta, but he was twisted, his skin pale, his eyes blank white, and a jagged M glowing ominously on his forehead. "This energy," Goku stammered, his body instinctively trembling. "It feels like Vegeta, but it is cold and full of infinite meanings." "Kakarot," the corrupted Vegeta hissed, his voice layered with a demonic distortion. "I have finally discarded my humanity to achieve perfection." Superman narrowed his eyes, his X-ray vision confirming that the entity before them was a biological anomaly fueled by dark magic. "You look like you're in pain," Superman said, stepping forward with a hand extended in a gesture of peace. Vegeta laughed, a sound that shattered the nearby rocks, and fired a beam of dark energy that pierced Superman's shoulder before he could blink. The Man of Steel was sent hurling backward, crashing through 3 mountain ranges before coming to a stop. "That wasn't very nice," Saitama said, his face shifting from bored to slightly serious, the lines of his features sharpening. Saitama launched a normal punch aimed at Vegeta's gut, a blow that had felled warlords and monsters instantly. Vegeta caught the fist, the ground beneath him cracking into a spiderweb, but he did not move a single inch. "Is that all the strength you possess?" Vegeta sneered, twisting Saitama's arm and throwing him into the stratosphere. Goku screamed, powering up directly to Super Saiyan Blue, his aura flaring like a blue star against the darkness. He clashed with Vegeta, their fists meeting in a flurry of motion too fast for the mortal eye to track. But for every hit Goku landed, Vegeta returned too, his dark power overwhelming the God Ki with sheer brute force. "We need to combine our attacks," Goku yelled as Superman returned, his wound already healing, and Saitama landed back in the ground. The three warriors nodded. A silent pact formed in the heat of battle and charged at the Dark Prince simultaneously. Vegeta roared, raising his hands to the sky, and released a dimensional rend, a wave of energy that shattered reality like glass. Goku felt himself being pulled into a vortex, the colors of the wasteland fading into a swirling tunnel of light and sound. He crashed hard onto a cobblestone street, the smell of old bread and fear assaulting his nose immediately. Lifting his head, Goku saw he was in a medieval town, surrounded by small houses with red-tiled roofs. A shadow fell over him, and he looked up to see a colossal, skinless face peering over a massive stone wall. The colossal titan let out a hiss of steam, its skeletal hand reaching down toward a terrified boy with blonde hair on a rooftop. Armin Arlert froze, his mind unable to process the impending death, his ODM gear heavy on his hips. "Hey there," Goku said, appearing instantly beside Armin, his casual tone cutting through the boy's paralyzing terror. Armin screamed, falling back, asking who this strange man in the orange GI was and where he came from. "That big guy looks like he's causing trouble," Goku noted, pointing at the titan whose hand was descending like a falling building. Before Armin could warn him, Goku floated up, hovering right in front of the titan's massive, steaming eye. "You should pick on some of your own size," Goku scolded, flicking his index finger against the titan's forehead. The force of the flick generated a shockwave that blew the colossal titan backward, sending it crashing miles away outside the walls. The impact cleared the entire army of titans waiting outside, leaving a trench in the earth visible from space. Armin stared, his mouth agape, tears of confusion and relief streaming down his face. "I have to get back to my friends," Goku said, placing 2 fingers on his forehead to search for energy signatures. "Good luck with your wall problem," Goku waved, locking onto Superman's energy across the dimensional divide. He vanished with a pop, leaving the attack on Titan Universe forever changed by his brief intervention. Goku reappeared in the wasteland, finding Superman and Saitama battered and bruised, kneeling before the floating Vegeta. "You returned just in time to die," Vegeta laughed, gathering a ball of destruction energy the size of a moon. Suddenly, a blur of white and red motion descended from the sky, stopping the energy ball with a single hand. It was Omni-Man, his cape flowing, his face set in a mask of stern, disappointed authority. "Think, Vegeta, think," Omni-Man bellowed, crushing the dark energy ball in his hand, as if it were paper. "You destroy everything to prove you are the strongest. But what is a king without a kingdom to rule?" Vegeta snarled, rushing at Omni-Man, but the Viltrumite caught him by the throat, holding him suspended in the air. "This creature lacks discipline," Omni-Man stated, looking at Goku and the others, implying they should have finished this sooner. Goku realized this was their chance, and he began to gather energy from the atmosphere, his hands raised high. Superman understood the plan and flew behind Vegeta, locking his arms in a full Nelson hold that no mortal could break. Saitama stepped forward, winding up his fist, focusing his intent into a serious punch, meant to purge, not kill. "Do it now," Vegeta screamed, his true voice breaking through the corruption for a split second. Saitama's punch connected with Vegeta's stomach, the shockwave exorcising the dark energy from his body in a plume of black smoke. Simultaneously, Goku threw the Spirit Bomb, a sphere of pure white light that engulfed Vegeta, cleansing the remaining corruption. The explosion was silent, a blinding flash that rewrote the landscape, turning the barren wasteland into a field of glass. When the light faded, Vegeta lay on the ground, back in his base form, his armor shattered, breathing heavily. "I assume I won," Vegeta grunted, trying to stand up but collapsing back down with a smirk. "Let's call it a draw," Goku laughed, helping his rival up, while Superman dusted off his cape. Omni-Man looked at them with a mixture of respect and pity, then flew off into deep space without a word. Saitama checked his watch, screamed in horror that the sale had ended 5 minutes ago, and ran off into the horizon. The multiverse was safe once again, but the question of who was truly the strongest remained unanswered.
So there I was, the 6th Hokage, floating through space with a busted eye. You should see the other guy. As the void cracked, we realized the legends were true. Portal. After all that, we finally made it. The exit is right behind me, and just try not to fall back into the void. Kamehameha!